and just saying to himself, "Do it, study. Just do it."
Said he's gonna do it. Lock the door and throw away the key.
All right. And that ends the module.
Oh,
Because Abigail was recontained. In short term, the 19th temple was able to be reclaimed by the Foundation. In long term, though, long after the end of the universe, a girl finally stops crying. Because you have encountered a hobbit and evaded him. He sits in the depths of the temple, ever hungering. Years and years from now, the dragon will be slain. Not by an avatar, but by a true hero. Because at least one of you survived, you have successfully appeased Cryoria Absolute of Containment. Long term, the Foundation will suffer fewer containment breaches and create more effective containment procedures in the next year. Cryoria, aka the Cage Rite, the Gaulor, the Barrier Maiden, the Healer, the Psychopump, she who builds walls. Cryoria keeps the Foundation's doors locked tight, both literally and figuratively. Her influence is to blame for our extensive catalog of contained anomalous items, places, entities, and more, and how we so well keep them from escaping. There are an exorbitant quantity of ways this may apply. Cryoria is the strategic press of a button, the sliding of a metal window, the deployment of a mobile task force, the box test. Cryoria is all of these things and more. Containment represents so much of our mission, our purpose. It is inextricably tied to the other two values, securement and protection. Without Cryoria, there would be no triad to speak of. We must make her proud. You have successfully completed all 3 modules, which means I will now read this to you. Initiative SCP 7006 Ritual 7006 Warden. I would like to tell you a story. Every administrator of the Foundation since the late 1800s has participated in 7006 Warden as a player. I was a woman of only 29 years when I first played, and my warden was a man named Colin. I played a character of the Wonder attribute named Jackson Rochester. At first, we thought it was a grime. At first, we thought it was grim, serious work, like all Foundation work. Then, over elderflower flavored sparkling punch, someone made a joke about how violence was oddly considerate, interrogating downed enemies when she should have been ripping them limb from limb. It wasn't a funny joke, but the warden laughed, and the atmosphere changed. By the second module, we stopped seeing it as a ritual and started seeing it as a game, something to enjoy. This was the age of Gygax's dragons and Peterson's nightmares from beyond the stars. We had all had a campaign in college. And of course, we were all told off for not taking it seriously after the ritual was concluded. Every year, new avatars are prepared, but the old scores and statistics are archived. My group decided to continue the adventure we had started, and we met in the night, containing the maze in the cupboard, fighting against the rebar fiends of the 19th Temple, and performing a daring heist to steal the living Gon. Colin had stepped down as warden, and David, who read far too much Pratchett, had taken over. It surprised nobody when we were caught and accused of diluting the sacred rules of the warden. But we didn't dilute it at all. The longer the stories went, the more the characters went through them, the stronger it became. Our fortune grew along with our campaigns. The Absolutes enjoy a good story above all else, it seems. Bad rolls, failed saves, missteps in judgment, it all made for more interesting stories. When we designed the Pented Church, it took us 3 years to beat it. But we didn't fail to protect, because the avatars had made valiant last stands, given their lives for the world, gone out as heroes instead of cowards. They protected their world, and our own protections were bolstered. In contrast, the warden overseeing the 2002 containment module ended up going rocks fall, everyone dies, and Site 43 blew up. Because everyone dying in the hands of a petty game master isn't a good story. Them trying and failing to save Abigail would have made a far better one. And then there's the festering chaos lump. Twice in the last decade, someone has managed to bring it to their side, to calm it, convince it to eat other cultists, even as it writhes in pain. Someone once called it seduction, but for the real director Bailey's sake, I will ignore that. In any case, this is an invitation. Take your stories from this ritual and spiral them out. Keep these avatars or make new ones. Have new adventures. Secure wondrous treasures hidden in secret. Contain a collection of cursed items and study them so the hexes may one day be broken. Protect the innocent. Defend your friends. And use whatever level of violence you feel is appropriate to save the world. It's your world now. We just gave you a starting point. Go forth, players, and adventure. May the Absolute smile on us all.